I want to say that this day I have instructed my lawyers to seek the interpretation of our constitutional crisis that was occurred yesterday by the governor of Meru, Mheshimiwa Kraito Mrongi. The cause for worry is when an elected governor shuts down the county government, does he include the shutting down all the arms of the government, or it is first the executive, so that the county assembly is left out? If it is the executive and the county assembly, does that mean right now Meru is not represented at the assembly? If it is both the assembly and the executive, does that mean we don't have a government in place because the governor has shut down all services? If the governor tells all the staff to leave office and go home, including himself, because he said, you also don't look for me in office, look for me at home. He has sacked himself. Can he return again to that office without a by-election? Is it constitutional for an elected person to quit office and then walk back to that office without a by-election? Secondly, the incitement to tell the doctors and nurses and all staff to leave office, to quit office, has exposed 1.7 million Merus to serious health care problem, because health is a very fundamental function that is devolved to the county governments. Now, the sick are in hospital, people are admitted, we have pregnant mothers, we have those that have complications, we have those that should give birth, we have those that are dying. The morticians have gone on strike. Public health are at home. So the whole system of health is shut down. The cleaners that clean towns are at home. Look at the risk of accumulation and piling of waste garbage for 14 days, the 2 weeks that he gave them. What if communicable diseases explode like cholera and typhoid? What happens? Therefore, the governor of Meru has exposed 1.7 Merus to death and suffering and pain, because accidents will continue happening like they happen on a daily basis. People will die as they continue dying on a daily basis. What do we do with the dead? What do we do with people that have broken or fractured limbs? What do we do with them? Therefore, I want to say the governor of Meru has, through crime of commission, to instruct officers to commit a crime of omission. Yes, he has commissioned officers to omit duty. Therefore, that causing death, isn't that genocide? Isn't that premeditated genocide? Now, my question, you know, that story lies here. The second question: does such a person, elected by the people or through the computer, who decides to let his people die because they cannot afford health care like he can afford in India, like he can afford in South Africa and in some big hospitals in the city, can such a person be allowed constitutionally to hold public office? When we say that one of the fundamental rights of the human being is life, right from conception. Now, these are not embryos in wombs. These are human beings, people born and registered. They have even Huduma numbers. They are in hospitals. And the government of Meru has decided they can die. I don't care what the hell. My question is, does this governor meet the chapter 6 of the Constitution? Should he continue running for the seat of the governor or holding that office? I seek that judicial interpretation. Lastly, he alleged yesterday that corruption is more rampant at the national level than at the county level. Therefore, he told the president, stop lecturing us about corruption because corruption is in the national government. Does that mean the governor is justifying corruption at the county level? And if that be the case, doesn't that sound as an insult to the Senate? Because the Senate has all the reports for Meru. Doesn't that become an insult to VSCC, to DCI, and the presidency? In this case, how do we handle such a governor, such a leader? If he could incite 30 governors to do that, if he could incite 40 governors to do that, where would Kenya be in the next 14 days? Munaongea COVID, tunakosea. So I think we need a constitutional interpretation. Our lawyers, wherever you are, wherever you hear this video, Senior Counsel Rengo, Otiende Amolo, Paul Moite, Abdullahi, all of you, all the senior counsels we have in this nation, Adero, Turanera, Maranya, Wakili John, all those great men that speak the language of law, kindly assist us in getting the constitutional interpretation of such criminal offense intended and committed smoothly. Thank you.